Hello everyone and welcome to this week's Gold and Silver Club weekly commodities review in alliance with ACM Gold, presented by myself, Phil Carr, and Nick Housey at the Gold and Silver Club. Today we will be revealing the latest developments in the commodities markets. We'll be analysing the week's performance. The live session will cover an end of week summary for the metals, the energies. We'll look at agriculture. We'll cover gold, silver, oil, natural gas, coffee. We'll be looking at the top trade of the week. We'll cover live market technical analysis. We'll be looking at the week ahead key events, the 6 major events that are going to affect the commodities markets next week. And of course, we'll be answering any questions you may have as well. So this week again has been another nice lucrative week for the gold market. So let's just take a look at the major news which has occurred this week. So gold prices hit 2-week highs following FOMC, the release of the minutes. Gold price eased its 3-day rally on Friday following the release of Wednesday's FOMC and the Federal Reserve's Open Market Committee, FOMC, latest meeting minutes leaned to the dovish side and revealed the Fed played down forecast by some of its own policy makers that interest rates might rise faster than they previously predicted. So the Federal Reserve Board of Governors unanimously voted to scrap a threshold that would hike interest rates once the unemployment rate hit 6.5%. So according to the minutes of the Fed's March meeting released on Wednesday, a sign monetary authorities are growing concern over low inflation rates. So in the past, the Fed has indicated rates were set to rise when the unemployment rate hit 6.5%, provided that figures accompanied a 2.5% inflation rate. So the current unemployment rate stands at 6.7%, not far from the previous threshold, and though labour markets remain slack and inflation remains well below 2.5%. So the Federal Reserve decision to do away with its rate hike threshold left markets convinced that the interest rates will remain low for some time to come, even after the central bank winds down its monetary stimulus programs. So low borrowing costs weaken the dollar. We've certainly seen that this week. The dollar is in fact right at its monthly lows at the moment. So making gold an attractive hedge, driving the price to a 2-week high at $1,325 an ounce. We'll take a look at the charts very shortly. We're getting another Friday breakout on the oils. We had some live trading rooms this morning and we were just getting ready to anticipate this breakout. I'm going to show you that on the charts very shortly. And we'll take a look at the gold market and also the other commodities. So before we do that, I'm Phil Carr, professional trainer and speaker. I'm the co-founder and director of the Gold and Silver Club. I specialize in teaching people how to make money from trading the most lucrative financial markets in the world. So gold, silver, oil, natural gas, the commodity currencies. I've trained thousands of individuals to become independent traders and successfully manage their own investment portfolio. I'm responsible for the research and development of the Gold and Silver Club trademark strategies that have a proven track record of generating returns for traders. Also a regular contributor to a number of financial publications and speak at numerous trading seminars, webinars and workshops. Joining me in running the Gold and Silver Club is of course Nick Housey, professional trader, investment analyst and speaker. Nick began his career within private wealth management in 2002 before making the transition into proprietary trading. And prior to co-founding the Gold and Silver Club, spent over 5 years coaching professional fund managers and traders internationally for some of the world's top tier hedge funds and investment banks. And through his first-hand relationship with some of the world's most successful traders, discovered the formula, the mindset and tools that give any individual the definitive edge to trade in any economy, and also writes for a number of global business and financial publications. We've appeared frequently on Financial TV. So that is some background regarding the Gold and Silver Club, and we'll just take a look at the gold price at the moment. We're currently trading at $1,318 an ounce, so we'll take a look at that very shortly, seeing some nice breakouts on oil at the moment. The top trade of the week using the Gold and Silver Club signature trading strategies this week, can you guess what it's been? Of course, it's been gold. So we had a really nice breakout this week. We produced a really solid weekly hammer there at the end of last week. That triggered this week above 306, and you can see we came all the way up, hit our profit target at 1325, major Fibonacci resistance, 600 points risk, $600 risk on the trade for each lot traded, and 170 points of profit, $1,700 of profit for each lot, and we just hit a 2.5 to 1 on that trade. Very, very straightforward. So that's been our top trade of the week this week. So now we go on to the technicals. There's lots happening today. I was going to start off with gold, but I think seeing as WTI and Brent are on the move, I want to just cover these quickly for you. we'll just go into, right, the really interesting thing about Brent, and you, if you trade Brent a lot, you'll notice this, is how well the Brent market works with trend lines. So we've got had a really nice downward trending resistance channel where we finally found support, and we've been on some earlier webinars just this morning where we're looking for a bounce off the trend line again. Now watch this. So we've got a trend line, and we can just join the dots here really with the bounce off this trend line. You can see the market just came down again. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 bounces. We just came down just shy of the 106.92 Fibonacci level. We've had a nice breakout from that doji today. Just hitting that trend line. We've moved circa about 59 points here. So I'm looking for a move now above 107.81, and the key level here coming back to the weekly high 108.16 and 108.43. We're definitely on the move here. We've also got a nice buy on WTI at the moment. We've just broken above a weekly pivot here, just come up to a Fibonacci level 103.97. You can see a little bit of taking there, but then we've got a clear run. We might be lucky enough to see this breakout during the webinar today actually. So I'm looking for a break of 103.97. We can clear above that. We just cleared above this pivot. If we can clear above that, we've got pretty much a free run of about 100 points on WTI. So you want to get ready for that if we can get a break above 103.97. Let's just put a line where the price is right now, so when we come back to it, we can come back and monitor it. So let's just put a red line. Might break out during this webinar. There we go. So this is my line. I'm going to put there 13096 where the price is right now. I'm looking for a breakout above 103.97. We're getting really close. Just needs to get a little bit higher, get a few buyers interested. We'll look at the Brent at the moment. So Brent getting a nice move. So let's go back, shall we, to gold, and we can come back to WTI and Brent and see if they break out. Right, so on the gold market at the moment, you do want to have a look at the inverse relationship with the US dollar index currently, which is absolutely sold off in a big way this week. And we've had that nice move to the upside with gold this week. Nice V-shaped reversal pattern, in fact, and we've broken out to the upside here from that V-shaped reversal pattern. So let me just show you that on the charts here. Let's see if we can get that up. We've got a screenshot for you. There we go. Okay, so just make it a little bit clearer. Here is our V-shaped reversal pattern that we've got on gold. So you come down, hit a nice low here, very similar, very symmetrical move here in both directions. Here's our neckline. This is where we got in. Well, 1306 was a breakout. We're now back above the 50-day moving average. Really important for gold. We had a nice surge up to 1325, and now we've got this whole area here, which is clear for the next move. We just need to get above 1325, and then we should get a surge up to 1336. So that's what I'll be looking at the moment for a nice breakout on gold to the upside. We may just get a reversal. We might just continue to consolidate here. We may just see this sort of a move. We could just see the market consolidate 1311 support, 1325 before it breaks out here. Or we could, of course, if we break down from 1311, we may see the market come back down. But I don't think so in the short term. Gold definitely in the spotlight as we come into the weekend here. Our WTI, there you go, it's breaking. There's WTI. It's on with WTI. So we've just broken 103.96. So we're now, there you go. We should see this just surge now, guys. We're going to see WTI has broken that Fibonacci. There's a big gap here, about 100-point gap. Might not do the whole 100 points, probably come up to about 104.50 and then see how it settles around that level. We can see that during the course of the webinar, but there's the breakout. Got above the weekly pivot, got above this Fibonacci. So we'll come back to that, but that's our 103.96, so we can see moving nicely. It's about 10 points up at the moment, but we'll come back to that. I just wanted to quickly, I've got several screens around me, and I can see that flickering on the right side of me that we're seeing the oil market break out. Other markets I want to look at, wheat is looking very interesting. Wheat came back down to, just get that in another, make it a bit clearer. This is our consolidation zone, so 3 options here. Breakout, probably come up to the mother candle here. Or we hit that resistance, we get a reversal and come back down and just continue to channel. Or we get a breakdown in price and we can break through the support here, but we're a bit far away from that. We did come close to that earlier on today, but we could do that as well. So I mean, this is an event area just here where the market is. It's going to make a decision whether it wants to break out or reverse. That's probably going to be the trade here, either a breakout or we're going to see a reversal and come back down. So that's what we're looking at the moment on the wheat market. Very day tradable market, fantastic market for day trading. Natural gas, we had a really nice move. Look at this big strong candle. That was from yesterday's natural gas inventories, the storage inventories. We saw a nice breakout. There was a very clear trend line. We had our live trading room yesterday. We were looking at this trend line. So this is how it was looking before the natural gas inventory. So we had this nice trend line. We came down, we kissed the lower end of the trend line. We were watching this very keenly to see if the trend line would hold. And right on the announcement, it just rallied, gave a huge surge to the upside here, got back above 50 MA, 176 points in total that candle. We're back above the key 50 MA here as well. We're getting a bit of profit taking around this level at the moment. We have, if you go onto the weekly, I don't know if you'll see the weekly on here, you probably just about see it. We had a really nice dragonfly doji or hammer which got triggered this week on the weekly, so it's been quite a nice swing trade as well to get involved in. So yeah, it's been a really nice trade in natural gas, just waiting really for the next setup here on natural gas. Australia US dollar is going to be one to watch. Looking interesting here because we have had quite a few strong weeks here without really any major pullbacks on Australian dollar really since the end of January. You can see here all of these moves to the upside. We are a little bit overdue a pullback at the moment. We do have a inverse hammer on the daily here, which has got triggered, but now we're seeing a bit of a reversal. I'd like to see how this candle is going to close. If we're going to close with a hammer at the end of the day, just look at the weekly as well. Yeah, the weekly's doing, it's still a bullish candle. It's not really indicating that we might be about to reverse, but I think if we can't get above this level 0.94608, this might start to work its way for a bit of a pullback at the moment. So we're getting about a 50% retracement of that move of this big inverse hammer on the daily at the moment. I would keep an eye on it. The reason we like to keep an eye on Australian US dollar is we do get strong correlation with the gold market as well. Certainly the last 3 days or so, both have broken out. And each pullback on Australian US dollar is being treated as a buy here. You can see some key moving averages where the market is just finding support. So we might be limited in terms of a pullback here. Might just come down and retest 0.93374 fib and find support at that level and just continue to the upside. Also want to bring your attention to palladium. The palladium market at the moment, to just go into the daily here as well, actually go into the 4 hour. We have had some nice breakouts on palladium over the last week or so. We continue to break out to the upside. There is quite a strong trend channel on here as well. If we get a breakout with the gold market, I would also look at a breakout with palladium. I can't show you too much historical data here because we're on a few futures contract. I'd like to show you a bit more, but that's okay because you can see where we've got the breakout this week from the March high here, and we've had a nice move higher. So I'll be keeping an eye on palladium at the moment. We're getting some nice breakouts on the palladium market. Another market you want to keep an eye on as well is the coffee market. Got a bit of a doji forming here at the moment, and the inverse hammer here forming just on the 4 hour chart at the moment. We had a really nice move from the weekly, had a weekly strong hammer here. That got triggered this week, gave us a really nice move, hit our profit target in its next fib, 192 points. So we're just waiting for the next setup. I want to see whether we'll get a break above the 209.20 level here for the coffee market. Okay, so that is a key level that I would like to see the coffee market breach at the moment. So we want to get above the 209.50 level to get further momentum to the upside here for coffee. Okay, so those are really the top picks at the moment, the top markets, which we will be having a look at as we go into next week. So a little bit of a recap for you there. So we'll be looking, on gold. We'll be seeing if we can get a breakout. So we want to see, are we going to continue to stay above the 50 MA? And I'm very interested to see if we can break above 1325 either later today or next week. That's going to be an important level for the gold market to get above, nice V-shaped reversal, get a nice breakout, get back above the 1325, have a rally to 1336, 1342 and potentially 1354 as we move into next week. We'd like to see more dollar weakness on that. We're a major level of support of the dollar. I want to see that taken out for the US dollar index. If we take a look at copper, just to recap here, we're continuing to grind up on copper. It's just a slow moving trend which we're seeing here to the upside at the moment on the copper market. If we move over to wheat, just got a nice consolidation here, looking for a breakout in either direction, but I would rather stay within the overall downtrend. Natural gas had a really solid move on natural gas inventories. We continue to really follow through on this weekly hammer that we got last week. Had a nice move this week and be just monitoring the daily and 4 hour setups on those markets. We take a look at silver. Silver continuing to consolidate. I'm looking for a breakout. I mean, I'll be looking for a sell short below 1955 or a breakout really above 2039 here. I'd like to see the market get back above the 20 level and close above 20 for the week. The coffee market looking interesting at the moment as we're fairly near to resistance here. I want to see if we're going to get a breakout into next week or if we're going to get a reversal and a sell-off. Definitely keep an eye on the palladium market as well, and we'll be monitoring also the WTI, the breakout that we've got on WTI. So you can see we're sitting right about, we've just had a small retrace, we're right at the more or less our entry price here. I would expect a break above here, continuation. Fridays are really very common for a breakout and a surge on the oil markets, get a Friday rally. So that's what I'm looking out for on oil today. We continue to be in a nice little upward trend channel here. You can just draw that very simply on the chart here. 1, 2, 3 bounce. Breakout, looking for the next level here, 105.20, around that sort of level. So that's really the key technicals that we want to have a look at as we go into next week. Let's just look at the major announcements we need to be aware of here as we go into next week as well. So you've got 6 major announcements. I'm just going to quickly breeze through the major announcements and I'll go into them in more detail. So just a quick note, US core retail sales, US core CPI, US Empire State Manufacturing Index, we have US crude oil inventories, the US Philadelphia Federal Reserve Manufacturing Index, and the US natural gas storage. Those are the 6 announcements which are likely to have the biggest impact on the commodities markets next week. So let me explain a little bit more detail for you. So the week ahead, so key events we need to take into account. Monday, 14th of April, 2:30 p.m. Central Africa time, 8:30 a.m. Eastern time, we have the US core retail sales. The core retail sales measures the change in the total value of sales at the retail level in the US. It excludes automobiles. It's an important indicator of consumer spending and pace indicator for the US economy. So a higher than expected reading should be taken as bullish for the US dollar and a lower than expected reading should be taken as bearish. Next Tuesday, 15th of April, 2:30 p.m. Central Africa time, 8:30 a.m. Eastern time, we have the US core CPI. The core consumer price index, the CPI, measures the change in the price of goods and services excluding food and energy. The CPI measures price change from the perspective of the consumer. It is a key way to measure changes in purchasing trends and inflation. So a higher than expected reading should be taken as bullish for the US dollar and a lower than expected reading should be taken as bearish. Then next Tuesday, 15th of April, 2:30 p.m. Central Africa time, 8:30 a.m. Eastern time, you have the US Empire State Manufacturing Index. That index rates the relative level of general business conditions in New York State. So level above 0.0 indicates improving conditions and below indicates worsening conditions. So a higher than expected reading should be taken as bullish for the US dollar and a lower than expected reading bearish, which of course inversely affects gold and silver. The oil inventories. This is very important for your oil trading, especially if you've got any open positions on Wednesdays. Wednesday, 16th of April, 4:30 p.m. Central Africa time, 10:30 a.m. Eastern time. That data reports the number of barrels of crude oil commercial firms have in inventory. So commercial firms report those inventory levels to the Energy Information Administration on a weekly basis. A higher than expected reading, the further away the reading is from the prediction than the estimate, similar to non-farm payroll figures, the bigger the move we're going to get. So it's important to see what the forecast reading is versus the actual that comes in. And we have huge moves sometimes on oil, which are very day tradable. So if they come in with a surplus of crude oil, higher than expected figures, it's bearish for crude oil, and vice versa. We come in with lower figures than expected, it's bullish for crude oil. Next Thursday, 17th of April, US Philadelphia Federal Reserve Manufacturing Index. That will definitely affect gold and the US dollar index significantly. The Philadelphia Federal Reserve Manufacturing Index essentially rates the relative level of general business conditions in Philadelphia. So a level above 0 on the index indicates improving conditions and below indicates worsening conditions. So that's at 4 p.m. Central Africa time, 10 a.m. Eastern time, and again a higher than expected reading should be taken as bullish for the US dollar and a lower than expected reading should be taken as bearish. And then next Thursday, 17th of April, we have the US natural gas storage inventory. So 4:30 p.m. Central Africa time, 10:30 a.m. Eastern time. Now this is important. We had a big breakout yesterday on the natural gas storage inventories. Huge move to the upside, big surge. Very day tradable. Again, we've got some really nice volatility on natural gas during these announcements. So if you trade natural gas, great little day trade opportunity scheduled every single Thursday. The Energy Information Administration, they provide this report, and it measures the number of cubic feet of natural gas held in underground storage during the past week. So while the US indicator, while it is a US indicator, it tends to have a greater impact also on the USD Canadian dollar due to Canada's sizable energy sector, and it's also important with the correlation we have with oil. So it's a great commodity announcement. So those are the 6 major commodity announcements you need to pay attention to, have in the diary for next week that can affect your trades, any swing trades you might be in as well. So do take note of those. And of course, if you would like to find out more about how to join our international community of traders, how to join our live trading room program, you can be even as quick as next week to join our live trading room and find out more about the Gold and Silver Club workshops we'll be holding in April. You can certainly do so. You can get in touch at our Johannesburg office, +27 11 083 8403. Or email us at office@thegoldandsilverclub.com. You can request information on the Gold and Silver Club live trading room coaching program. Just go to www.jointhegoldandsilverclub.com. Very straightforward, and you can find out more information there. Make sure you also just jump on our website, subscribe to the newsletter. You'll get very in-depth news and analysis and all the key news announcements for the week ahead, all the fundamentals for the energies, for the softs, and for the agriculture, and also for the metals. Make sure you take advantage of that. I know a lot of you have done, and you'll get that weekend news, that weekly newsletter absolutely free. So do take advantage of that as well. Okay, so I'll leave those details on the screen for you so you can get in touch to find out more if you're interested in taking your trading to the next level. And we will join you back here same time next week. We look forward to see you then. Actually, bear with me, next Friday is Good Friday. The markets will be relatively quiet. I believe we're going to be joining you in 2 weeks' time on the 25th of April. Next Friday, Good Friday, so the trading volumes will be pretty slow. But we'll definitely see you back here in 2 weeks' time. So have a great weekend. Have a great Easter, guys, and we'll catch you on the next one, okay? So take care, everyone, and good trading. Thanks. Bye-bye.